everyone, it's Autumn. Today we're gonna do a video where I just kind of chat and talk about life and put makeup on my face before I go to the gym. You may have seen the video where I kind of talk about my New Year's resolutions and going to the gym, which that's all going great, but I've been super busy. It's like a full-time job to do that 75-day hard challenge because I work out for an hour and a half each day. Then I also have to like monitor my food and my water intake. And since it doesn't come natural to me, I have really been just thinking about just that nonstop, which I don't think is very healthy. Trying to get my water in. So anyway, I thought I would at least sit down, have a chat with you guys and just talk about my plans for videos and things like that. And that's pretty much it. So I enjoy these sorts of chatty videos. Ooh, the mailman's here. Hopefully he brought me something good. So I enjoy these kinds of chatty videos when I see them on other people's channels. And normally I just sit down and get ready with someone while they're chatting or talking about something. So if this isn't your type of video, come back in the next couple ones and I'll give you something else. But just today, we're just gonna chat a little bit. So since we are going to the gym today, obviously it's gonna be more of my like minimalistic kind of makeup. And I've really been enjoying sort of minimal makeup. And even especially the brands that kind of tailor towards minimal makeup. And like the brands I'm talking about are like Kosas, Merit, like that kind of stuff, or those kinds of brands. But honestly, any kind of makeup for the most part can be minimal makeup. Just don't wear as much, or it's all also in how you apply it. So for my everyday life, which is pretty much going to the gym, hanging out around my house, possibly going for a walk outside, or once or twice a week going to the grocery store. That's literally all I'm doing right now. I wear minimal makeup. I don't do like a full face. I usually only do a full face, in which a full face for me isn't like crazy dramatic makeup, but I usually only do a full face of makeup if I am meeting up with a friend for dinner. And typically I only like choose one thing. So I either like play up the eyes or do a bold lip or something like that. Like I just choose like one kind of thing on my face to feature. So what I've been loving recently, instead of foundation, especially for the gym, is this thing from Merit. So this is called their Perfecting Complexion Stick. And they say that it's not a foundation and it's not a concealer. I always like have a hard time figuring out which end to pull on. There we go. Anyway, the color is really good for me. It's a very thin formula and I literally can slap it on my face and look somewhat put together. I actually just put a lot on compared to what I normally do. They also sell a brush, which super high quality, that you can just buff it in with. It's so good. So here's the thing, and I might have mentioned this in another video, I think I did. So I bought a bunch of Merit stuff on my own. Around Black Friday, I think I went nuts and I just bought a bunch of makeup. So, oh, that is so funny. One of you guys that actually watch my videos is messaging me on Instagram right now about the Lancome Definicils, letting me know that it's on sale. You know who you are. By the way, I'm really active on Instagram, at least in the stories. Almost every day I post in my stories. And if you want to actually like chat and talk with me, that is where it's the easiest place for me to chat and talk with you guys. I'm gonna respond back really quickly. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Merit, the day that I bought all of their makeup, well, it wasn't the day I bought all their makeup, but the day I filmed a video trying out their makeup, I went to the gym. I was testing it in the gym, because that's literally the only place I go. And while I was in the gym, I got an email from them asking if I would like to try their products and do like a video, right? And I was like, well, yeah, because I'm literally doing that right now. And they would send me more products. And honestly, I really just wanted to get my hands on more of these because I want to keep one in my car, one in my everyday makeup bag. Like, I really, really, really love this product. So told them of course I would do it. And then there was like this whole process. And I think I even talked about this in the other video, but there was like a whole process where I had to fill out paperwork and all this stuff to just for them to send it to me, which I have never had to do before. And then I didn't hear back from them. And I thought, okay, well, they are probably not interested anymore. Well, I'm guessing that they probably are nice and they gave their staff like a week off around Christmas and New Year's, because then I got a response back after New Year's to where, you know, they told me that they were sending out the product, and since the thing that they were wanting to feature, which I'll show you, was this makeup bag. Every time you purchase from Merit, your first, not every time you purchase, but your first purchase from Merit on their website, they give you this velvet makeup bag, right? And it just kind of folds over and it holds your products. It's, I don't know, it's actually really cute, really pretty. You can see mine's been sitting here in my office and it's gotten dusty. And at first when I got it, I was like, what am I gonna do with that? Because again, I have a ton of makeup and I always over sort of pack everything. But then I realized that this would be perfect. Oops, I just knocked the brush off in my lap. I realized that for me, that would be perfect for when I travel. I also bring like my sleep mask, my retainer, like pretty much I'm gonna put all my bedside stuff for when I travel in there. So like you can obviously do other things with it. Like I saw where some people were like carrying it as like a little handbag. Again, I am very minimalistic when it comes to that. I've been carrying the same handbag forever when I do carry a handbag. And other than that, I have a wallet, the Apple wallet that slaps on the back of my phone. The MagSafe wallet that holds 3 cards. So I just like put my card and my ID in there, and then I literally just carry my phone around. So I'm like all over the place. So anyway, I do have a Merit video coming up. But it's gonna be a little bit different than what I had initially planned. I will probably put little clips from my initial video in, but since I am getting like a few other products, I figured I would just put it all in together. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. But what I will say is I filmed so many videos through December, and then if I'm not in that same frame of mind as when I filmed the videos, at least for me, it's kind of excruciating to edit the video. So I need to stop like pre-filming and I need to plan out my videos better. This is like a whole thing that I need to work on this year, but I need to plan out my videos, not really like plan out what I'm gonna say because I feel like that's less genuine, but like at least make sure that I hit all of the things I want to talk about. There's so many times where I go to edit a video and I leave something out and I'm like, why didn't I mention that? And I think if I just put a little bit more forethought into what I'm doing, the quality is going to be way better. So that's what I'm working on. I've taken a small break so I can kind of like wrap my head around it and take a deep breath and just, you know, start new. Plus this whole like working out thing is a full-time job. And right now I have my meal prep Italian beef in my crock pot. So I get plenty of protein. That's what I'm trying to focus on right now. Okay, enough about that. My skin looks so good. I put a lot more on than I normally would, and I think it's just because I'm filming. But I think my skin looks good, and I like that my freckles are showing. You know what, I want to use this today, and I may do like a whole video around it, even though I don't have the same coloring as Daphne in the Bridgerton movie, but I just really liked that whole movie. It's a show on Netflix. Anyway, I really like the whole minimalistic kind of makeup that she had on. It's a period drama, so normally the women don't wear a ton of makeup. But they said that she used this blush by Stila and Lilium. So I, of course, had to get it. So let's put some on today. And it is really pretty. Again, I have a whole drawer here dedicated to cream blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. And again, cream products go bad faster than the others, but I obsess over cream makeup products because to me, they're the easiest to apply. Because if you just use your foundation brush, they just blend in seamlessly. So I really like that. And I think the skin always looks fresher and dewier. And I just like fresh, dewy skin. Look how nice that is. Let's do some bronzer. I'm gonna use this nude stick in Bondi Bay. I feel like I ought to do like, because I end up with a very similar look almost every day when I'm doing this whole minimalistic beauty thing, especially for going to the gym. Why am I contouring my nose? I feel like I do it just because I see other people do it, but unless I blend it out completely, it looks ridiculous. So, but anyway, I feel like since I have so many of these products and I prefer that sort of minimalist kind of look, I honestly, why am I using this brush? This one like really buffs everything in. Anyway, I feel like I should just, at least once a week, just do a video where I'm doing my makeup using the minimalist kind of products that I like, and then just like talking about those sorts of products and how they wear and all that stuff. Yeah, focus in. Look how fresh my skin looks. And I've said that like 10 times, like look how fresh. Let's do a highlighter. I haven't used this highlighter except for like maybe 1 or 2 times. And again, this is a nude sticks and it's an Illuminati and it has like a pink shift to it. I'll kind of, I don't know if you can see, there we go. It's got like a slightly pink shift to it. So I'm just gonna kind of put that here. There we go. I feel like my camera, for whatever reason, doesn't want to pick up on highlighty products unless it's like super close. And I don't know what I need to do about that. Because if I zoom you in, there we go. See, now you can actually like see how wet it looks on the skin. I feel like this video is just my stream of consciousness while I'm getting ready. So it's a wild ride. So every time I look in my drawer and I happen to look at something that I know I'm not gonna use, I just get ready and I declutter it. And so I recently, actually it's uploading right now, I did a flower beauty video. I like the product, but I don't like the color. I wish that they had colors in this that weren't pink or purple. Like all of them lean really cool. And this was the one online that looked the least cool. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this over into my declutter stuff. Just because I know I'm probably never gonna wear that again. And I'm meeting up with some girls that I used to work with this weekend. And I typically always just give them all of my makeup that I'm not gonna use. All right, I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury in Oyster Pearl. It's the Eyes to Mesmerize. Look how pretty that is. I think since my cheek is like a cool pink and then it has like that sort of pink highlight, that I'm gonna go with more cool toned makeup today. And I'm just gonna take this Referral 01 brush. So I'm just gonna go straight into the pot and apply it. Yeah. This color isn't, I wouldn't say 100% warm, and I wouldn't say it's 100% cool. It reminds me a lot, if you guys remember when Burberry had their single shadows of Pale Barley. It's not the same color as Pale Barley, but it's one of those that I feel like is a universal shade that a lot of people could wear. And I'm even gonna take it on like the edge of the brush here. I was getting ready to tap it off. I will tap it on the back of my hand though. And I'm just gonna kind of like put it under here too. And then just kind of like push it up to where you can't like really tell where it begins or ends. So I was watching somebody a while back, and they were saying that like when you go to edit your YouTube videos that, and I just took a breath, that you should actually like edit out all your breaths, because each breath is about a second that somebody has to sit through where you're doing nothing. And I've become very aware now of the sound of my breath when I am editing videos, and I think my camera just picks it up because I'm sitting relatively close to it and the mic is pretty good on it. I keep breathing now. I also like think when I breathe, so I'll take a deep breath as I think. So anyway, I now hear it and I even see it, like the breath itself, like on, like when I'm editing, like you'll see the lines and stuff, and it's like one of those like on the audio lines. And I'm so paranoid that you guys are gonna be so annoyed by the sound of my breath that for the most part, I've been editing out my breaths, and that takes so long to edit a video. So tell me, does the sound of me breathing annoy you? Can I leave the breaths in, or would you prefer that I continue to take them out? Nobody's like really said like anything about it, but I've also noticed that my videos seem a little bit choppier. If you guys are wondering why my videos seem so choppy lately, it's because I'm literally editing out all of my breaths. I may or may not for this one, so you guys like, or maybe I'll do part of this video and then not the other part, so you can kind of like have something to work from. But like, what if you weren't annoyed by my breaths before, and then now you see this video and now you're gonna be annoyed by my breaths? Because now I've made you very aware of them. All right, so let's do my eyebrows now that we've had that discussion. So there's a thing that I got in a BoxyCharm like forever ago when I did BoxyCharm. It fell apart. It's like in terrible shape. It's this. And this color right here is like my favorite eyebrow powder color. And this is the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. There we go. And like the packaging was crap, but I wish that I could just get that one color in the center by itself. Maybe I can. Oh, and you can they're wet dry, so you can use these wet. And maybe that's why I think these look so good on the eyebrows, because a lot of the time I'll pencil in my brows first. Like I'll comb them up, lightly pencil them in, and then after I pencil them in, I'll add my brow gel. And then once I can like see any bald spots or areas that like need to be shaped a little bit better, I'll go in with that brow powder. And it seems like the only brow powder that works really well for doing that. And it mostly because of the color, but also because of the texture. I've never heard anybody else talk about this brow product. I ought to check and see if it's still available. Like I'm gonna really be talking it up in this video, and then like the company, because I've never heard of the company before, I just got it in a BoxyCharm. So let me see. Okay, you can still buy this little kit for $35. I'm surprised it was that expensive. I got it in a BoxyCharm. They have it in a lighter shade too. I have it in shade 2, but there's also a lighter shade. And honestly, the only one I use is the center one. All right, so good to know. Mine's falling apart. Maybe that's something that, really, my camera's getting hot. All right, so hopefully it doesn't overheat. I gave the camera a few minutes to cool down. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this brow gel to my brows. And then you'll see that I've got like a couple of like sparse areas, and that's what I'm gonna go in with here in a minute. Once this dries, I'm gonna go in with that powder and just kind of fill those in. Like I don't wanna have like crazy blocky kind of brows, but I also like, my brows are kind of sparse. And I think that comes with age, or maybe just like my generation are over plucking in the 90s. And I probably want to blame that on Gwen Stefani. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the gel on the other side. And then I'm gonna go in with this angled brush into the sad little palette that I beat up. And then just kind of put it in the areas, usually around the arch for the most part, and then call it a day. Okay, and that's usually all I do for my brows. I like how I'm like, that's usually all I do, that's it. And I put 3 products in my eyebrows. Now I just need to do mascara. There are a couple of mascaras that I've been loving for like this whole minimal kind of makeup. The first one is the one from Merit Beauty. And then the second one is from 1999, which it's just like a lash tint. You know what, I'm gonna use that one today. So I can just kind of show you. I do have a video coming up where I'm trying out their products. But let me go ahead and curl these lashes. But this honestly just tints what you have. It doesn't add any length, anything. It just adds color. Look how skinny the brush is. And so if like you're trying to do like true minimal kind of makeup, this is great for that. Like, that's it. It looks so natural. Like it didn't add anything. My lashes aren't super thick. And I sometimes feel a little bit ridiculous going to the gym or just going out and about with like tons and tons and tons of mascara on or like super big lashes. And I feel like brows and lashes really frame the face, but you have to know when to stop. Because depending on your mascara formula, you can become Tammy Faye Baker real quick. And I think that's also the difference between your makeup looking effortless and then going over the top. You can have like hardly any makeup on your face, and then if you put like a ton of mascara on, it automatically becomes like overdone or over the top, which that's just my opinion. If you want to wear a bucket load of mascara, you do you. I like how I'm like, don't apply too much, and I'm like going in for a second coat. But I feel like you can't overdo this one. And also you can get in, like, cause this wand is so tiny, you can get in like right at your lash line and kind of darken it as well. Does anybody else do their makeup without their contacts in, and then they go and they put their contacts in afterwards and they're like, oh my gosh, I look crazy? Because everything is like kind of like nice and blurred and pretty, and then once you get your contacts in and you can actually see better, you look wild. That's happened to me a couple of times. And I'm saying that because I don't have my contacts in right now. All right, so the last thing I wanna do is I'm just gonna put a little bit of Laura Mercier translucent powder, like in the T-zone, in this area. I'm gonna zoom in though, because again, you can't see how shiny my skin is unless I'm really zoomed in. And then I'm just gonna get like a brush like this, which this one's super cheap. It's from e.l.f. It's actually their highlighting brush. I just loaded it with powder. I also like to use, and I forgot that I had this clean, is this one right here from Real Techniques, because I strategically place powder on my face. I don't place it everywhere, and just get a little bit more. I normally get it in the brush and then I tap it into the lid to work it into the brush, so that I'm not getting a lot of powder all in one spot. And I always leave the cheeks kind of glossy. I literally just do the forehead, a little bit here. I'll do the mustache area because nobody wants a shiny upper lip. And then around there. You can even like go down your jawline. Okay, let's take my hair down for a thumbnail picture, which my hair looks crazy because now I have a line in it. So this is literally all I do. If I'm going to the gym, I also apply a lip balm, just because if I start working out, my lips are dry, I will continue to lick them. So it doesn't really matter what lip balm. This one is from Noya. And this has been like my current kind of everyday look. I use different products almost every single time just because I have so many products available to me. That's why I was thinking it would be a good idea to like kind of do a similar makeup look to this all the time, but just use different products, which is really redundant. But I also feel like people a lot of the times, especially here on YouTube, want to focus so much in on a specific product, whereas you can usually accomplish whatever it is that you're wanting to do with like just about anything. Like there's a few products that I have that I feel like I can't live without, that are my absolute favorite products, and I haven't been able to find anything that works quite like they do. But for the most part, like especially something like this, you can accomplish it with just about anything. So anyway, that's the look. Thank you for listening to my stream of consciousness. I've been really rambly today, and I hope I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
Hold on tight. I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is